what if I had a specific reason for what I did? Based on this anime about episode 6 of the race. What I had that very good reason for what I did. Because that's kind of like saying what the MC based on this anime also as well too. And one thing I really do want to say is basically that it's not really basically like it's his fault because of what he did or anything like that. For basically of that, but it would basically fall up to me, like say like, oh yeah, he's the last person who has been on the scene of the crime or anything like that. If I were to have a very good reason for killing my mother, would I pretty much basically would do it? Would I would say to the judge and say like, yeah, this is the reason why. There was a reason why, or maybe I just don't want to say anything and say I have no reasons why, but I just did that. I just did it. But there has to be a specific reason why for somebody just to do that. It's kind of like the fact like when you see on the news and stuff like that, and see like some kind of fugitive running away or something like that. It's kind of like the movie. I think it's called The Fugitive with Harrison Ford, where basically Harrison Ford, where basically he get accused of killing his wife because he got accused of that, and people were trying to set him up. And then you also had like Tommy Lee Jones and his cops were trying to look for him and try to find him and see what happened and based on the stuff. This is kind of like a frame kind of situation. Basically, when it comes to a movie and also basically the anime, people can get framed for something that they didn't do. It comes all different shapes and different varieties when it comes to online. And when it comes to online, that's pretty significant also as well too, because you have to be careful about you have to be very careful about what you do. This applies to everybody. That applies to everybody. It's and basically because you don't know like what's actually going on and stuff like that. When you like go to Google or other different search browsers and stuff like that, it kind of makes you think like and wondering like what could this mean or what could basically happen, because you have government watchdogs that pretty much are watching pretty much basically a million people when it comes to satellites basically around us and stuff like that. Not like in the sky or anything. I'm talking about basically outer space, and they could pinpoint on locations just to see what really basically is going on. And if someone were to see basically what's actually going on, then they would apprehend the person because of what they did and stuff like that. And it still applies for what I said, and just basically what I said. Why did he kill his mother? Why would he do that? I don't think that he is the kind of person would basically just do that. I don't think he is really not. But the question, like I said before, the question is, why would he do that? Why would he do such a thing? Why was he framed for it? Why would that base for him to be framed for something that he didn't do? People will make up things just to try to get other people in trouble. That closes me, that closes you, that closes pretty much one of us. And the reason why they do that, because they probably don't like me, or they probably don't like him, or they probably don't basically like you or anybody else, and they will do whatever it takes just to do that. But when you have basically something like this, it just apprehend him because for the crime he never done and stuff like that. But there's also another thing also small too, because at the end of this episode of ERASED, of episode 6, is basically that he sees somebody with a hat. And he kind of wondered, like, yeah, maybe he might have known that guy or anything like that. But I want to say it's also well too, because like when it comes to the movie of the future, where he's trying to find some kind of outlet and try to erase his name because of what he did or anything like that, because it doesn't make no sense. Because like for Harrison Ford would just basically just kill his wife. What he would do? There's no questioning. I mean, he's just a doctor. That's all he really has to do. He gets paid pretty good money doing surgeries and helping patients out. I mean, pretty much a lot of money too, because he's a high-well doctor, and that's all he really has to do. All he has to do. I see him basically in courts and stuff like that. Take us for the O.J. Simpson, drama situation. That was quite a tale for back then in the 90s. I mean, it really was. And trying to accuse us because like what he did. Or something like that. Or maybe they're just basically that They don't like him because of what he did. I mean, people will probably say like, oh yeah, the judge gave favor to O.J. Simpson. They probably did. But the question is, why would they give favor to O.J. Simpson? Because he's an NFL star, or maybe it's just something else and stuff like that. I mean, there could be other people that must have played a role into that. That's going to play like into the role based on this anime. When it comes to playing those roles and stuff like that, like I said before, people out there will do whatever it takes just to frame somebody, for doing something that they didn't do and stuff like that. That they didn't do. Like I said before, it could happen to you, it could happen to me, it could happen to almost anyone. They would basically really just do that because the reason why, because they probably don't like me, they probably don't like you, they probably don't like anybody else. That's what they really want to do, and people will just basically have that. But I personally want to say here is basically that, kind of like the old saying, keep your enemies closer and keep your friends closer also well too. Because you never know. I bet you that guy with the glasses on, like he was talking to, I think it was episode 6. And basically, I think he did fib. I think he really actually did fib. I think that he did. Because there's no denying it for the fact, because of basically what he really actually did. And basically, if it's just from the all stuff also as well too. Because like, it's very hard to trust somebody, because if you're on the run, just being a fugitive and stuff like that. And that's what happened basically in this anime. And basically, now basically what Ivory, basically on the other hand with her, is basically that she didn't know that she was being traced by somebody to not to do the problem, not to do the problem. But even though, one thing I found very clever of her, basically what she did, that the mother took her place basically in the hospital because what's going on. But when you see those two guys, Secret Service agents, guys like watching over her, maybe this was supposed to happen. Maybe that this was basically the bait of her to do what she did. Because what she did right there, she allowed her mother to take her place, and then, bam, just like that. That's what they're hoping for. That's what they're hoping for. They're hoping for her to do something like, not necessarily to do something stupid, but basically for her to do what she did, to try to get the MC arrested. And that's what they're hoping for, because she knows him and he knows her. So that's kind of like a connection kind of the situation. But you never know what the secret agents are going to go around. I mean, they could go around pretty much anywhere that they really do want. They really don't even care. They're just going to do whatever they can to try to apprehend people, and that's what their goal is. Even though they're getting paid to do that job, because that's what they're supposed to do. If they don't do their job, then guess what? Then things could get a lot more worse. And that's what it basically feels to me. So I think that basically, to me, of the MC based off the anime, based in this anime, I still think that he did not kill his mother. I don't think he would not do that. But the question is, what is the reason if he were to do that? That's the question. Like I said before, it can happen to me, it can happen to you, it can happen to almost anyone. Would I have a reason for killing my mother? No, I would have no reason why for what I did. Maybe I was mad about because of what I did. Maybe I did not agree with my mom or anything like that, or my dad, or whatever it is, or anything, or anybody. But I'm just using this as examples and stuff like that. That's all I'm just doing, because it's easier to understand. But the question is, like I said before, what is the reason for it? That's the reason. That's the reason. Because if you say like he didn't do it, that means he didn't do it. But why would frame him so much for something that he didn't do? For one, he loves his mother. For two, he's very close to his mother. And three, he really does love his mother really a lot. And he would not do these things that he would think just to do something wrong. I don't think that he's not a bad person. He really is not. He probably made some mistakes back in the past. That's understandable. But even though with Kyle, based on the other hand, she's gone, she's dead. But the question is, can he save her and like that? There's no telling. Even though, like with the mom and the boyfriend, basically see. But this is one other thing I think a lot of people need to notice also too. And I bet you for a fact, the reason why she got that bag that had a different color garbage bag, she wanted the MC to know about what's going to happen. But the question is why? Why does she want it? Why does she want that to happen? Why? That's the question. And then you have the Secret Service over there also too, asking questions to her about what's happened. But even though she probably lied, I bet you she did. I bet she lied about the whole situation because of what she did. I bet you she did. So I mean, it's cruel. It's not nice to really just to see stuff like that. Just the mother would just like, I don't know. That's what it basically feels to me. It's just that it feels to me that she just doesn't love her daughter. You know, that's what it feels to me. But yeah. So yeah, it was that's it for all this. And review. Tell me what you guys think. You guys agree with me. You guys don't agree with me. I love hearing what you guys have to say. But yeah, anyways, it's done. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Take care. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Don't forget to subscribe. Please consider subscribing. Please hit like it. Give me a thumbs up or give me a thumbs down. And please leave me comments below. Anyways, I love you guys. Take care. Hope you get a wonderful day. Take care. God bless. Remember, I love you guys. Please safe. And remember, stay blessed. Love you guys. Take care. Bye.